10, 9.
T-minus 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition and liftoff. The Falcon 9 rocket powers the Dragon spacecraft toward the International Space Station, laden with new research for the multinational crew.
Visual prop is nominal.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
At 1 minute, 5 seconds after liftoff, Falcon 9 reaches.
Vehicles in startup. Go for launch. Gas closeouts complete. Stage 1 tank specimen for flight.
T-minus 13 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition, liftoff.
Stage 1 prop is nominal.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Power and telemetry nominal.
And there you saw we had a successful liftoff of the Falcon 9. If you were watching closely, you also saw the strong back retract just during that initial part. We're currently throttling down the main engines in order to minimize some of the pressure as we move through supersonic. And coming up next, max Q, which is the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure, where the rocket's pushing hardest against the atmosphere.
Vehicle is supersonic.
And then we just had a call out the vehicle's supersonic. Max Q coming up shortly. That's when the rocket's moving very quickly and hasn't quite gotten out of the atmosphere yet, so it's getting a lot of pressure.
Vehicle has reached maximum dynamic pressure.
And there it's made it through that milestone, which is a major part of every rocket launch. Coming up about 45 seconds from now, we'll have a few events in quick succession. The main engines will cut off. The two stages will separate. Not too long from now.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
And there you saw it. The main engine's cut off.
MVAC ignition.
The two stages separated. And MVAC,
Stage 1 AFTSS safe.
burning really bright, has begun. The second stage is now carrying Dragon towards low Earth orbit. Again, we are not following the first stage.
Vehicle is on a nominal trajectory.
We're not recovering this one. In fact, it's the last Block 4 vehicle as we transition to Block 5.
Bermuda acquisition of signal.
That shutdown event coming up only a few seconds from now.
Eco.
And there you can see the second stage engine has shut down.
Nominal orbit insertion.
Acquisition of signal.
And we've also just gotten confirmation that the orbit that the second stage and Dragon are in is a nominal orbit. So at the moment, both Dragon and the second stage are coasting. And Dragon is shortly going to deploy from the second stage. That's when the second stage is going to release Dragon. That's when the second stage is going to release Dragon so that it can carry itself to the International Space Station over the next couple of days. 3 days, to be specific.
Payload deploy confirmed.
This is DC on countdown, Dragon from separation.
And there you see it. Dragon has successfully deployed. We've got a number of important
System has successfully primed and all thrusters report ready for firing.
deploy coming up just a couple seconds from now.
Dragon is deploying its solar arrays.
And there you can see those solar arrays are slowly unfolding in order to be generating power for Dragon over the next 3 days. It's actually the backside of the solar arrays that you can see at the moment. It's the front sides, of course, which will actually be generating that power. And another view of those solar arrays. Looking great, just coasting there above the Earth in the background.
Lots of signal in New Hampshire.
So at this point, Dragon is coasting on its way to the International Space Station. Its mission isn't over yet. It's going to be spending the next couple days, 3 days again, approaching the International Space Station, arriving on Monday, July 2nd in the early hours of the morning Pacific time. It's going to spend about 1 month at the space station, and the arrival of Dragon to the space station and the grapple, where Canadarm actually reaches out to grab it, will be streamed live on NASA TV starting at about 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So again, we had a successful on-time launch of Falcon 9. The 2 stages separated. The second stage took Dragon into low Earth orbit. And Dragon is now on its way. So thanks to NASA, the range, and the FAA.